This tutorial will step you through being a scorekeeper on the Red Dragon tournament scoring system. The job of the scorekeeper is primarily in the beginning to take attendance and to coordinate for the center judge all of the participants as they process through the division. When you first get to the main menu screen, all you have to do to get to the scorekeeper section is to click on the scorekeeper button. Once you're in the scorekeeper section, you need to designate or select the ring. We're going to go to ring 8, and then the event within that ring that you're currently beginning your scoring for. We're going to go with K13, got a 13, 9 and under brown belts, boys and girls, beginning at 9:30. You select the event and then you just hit proceed. Now this is the screen that you will be primarily working through as you work through the system. And we're going to go through each section of the screen, and then we're going to step through the event itself. In the top up here, we have the ability, if somebody walks up to you and they're not on the list, you have the ability to click on this button and you'll be able to either select any of the students that are already in the system, or you could create a new student, or just get out of the screen by hitting cancel. In this case, we're just going to hit cancel. The next thing that you need to know, what you can do, is if you, for instance, went into the wrong event, you don't want to actually be in K13, you can always back out by hitting the event selection screen. It brings you back to this screen here. Now we're just going to go right back into it. Oops, wrong one. Let me go back out. It's K13 right here. All right, now we're back into it. Now, as I mentioned initially, the primary first task of the scorekeeper is to make sure that all of the contestants that are participating in this division are there. And right now we have 5 of them registered for the division, and so you basically take attendance. You're looking to see if Aubrey Troy is there. If Aubrey is there, you click this red button and it will turn to green. Then if Grayson is there, Harley is there, Henry's there, and Caitlin are there, we're going to click them all as present. So now we see that every single one of them is there, and we're ready to proceed with the event. Now we don't have our judges signed in yet. Now I'm going to go into some iPads and simulate the judges activity. So we're going to go in, and the center judge just logged in, Shane Toland. You'll see him appear right here. Then the other 2 judges are going to appear. Now you have all 3 of your judges there, and the judges are into their screens and they're ready to go. So you have all your judges present, you have all your participants present, it's ready to start the event. So in this case, you just click Start Event. Alright, now the only thing that's different, nothing really changed for you on this screen, but what happened was all of the judges are now able to score their participants. Now, once the event starts, as we see here, the participants, because it is a form type event, are now scrambled. In other words, their order is different than initially it's presented to you in alphabetical order for taking attendance, but now they're scrambled, and you sit them down in the order that you now have on the screen. The first one will be Harley, then Grayson, then Aubrey, then Henry, and then Caitlin. If for any reason the center judge wants to change the order, you can use these buttons here. For instance, if they want Grayson to go first and Harley to go second, you can just move Grayson up and it'll just switch their order right here. So you have the ability over here to move and change the order. Now that we have our order set, we're going to call up the first contestant. First contestant will come up, bow in, announce themselves, perform their kata, and the judges will rank them. Now what you're going to see at this point as a scorekeeper, there really isn't much for you to do except for to call up the people in their proper order, because all of the scorekeeping will be recorded for you. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to act as all 3 judges, and I'm going to start scoring them, and I'll explain what you begin to see over here in this section. So Grayson comes up, and the judges are going to start scoring Grayson. Basically, the judges are initially ranking them 1 through, in this case, 5 contestants, how they rank them. Harley's going to come up, and the judges are going to rank Harley. So you see here on the judges 1, 2, and 3 columns, you see once all the judges have ranked them, and you can call the next person up. I'm just going to quickly go through and rank the following 3. Final 3 in the event. And as you can see, now we have the rankings. All the judges have entered their ranks, and we see that they're ranking one. They've ranked them all 1 through 5 according to how they think they ranked among their competitors. The next thing that happens is the judges will be placing a score on their first place person. Since this is a color belt division, then the highest score they could place is 90, but in most cases the highest score they will place is 89. And as you know, once they place it, they will rank their number 1 contender. They'll give them a score. Then every contender off of that will get a 1 increment lower score depending upon the ranking that the judges placed them in. And so right now, Shane Tolan, the center judge, is going to place the score. He's going to give Caitlin Roney an 89. And you'll see that the scores are entered in for the other judges. You don't have to do anything yet as a scorekeeper. We'll just rank the remaining judges. And as soon as the final judge, in this case Billy, as soon as Billy closes his score, the system will automatically calculate the ranking and in what order they actually finally place with all the calculations done. In this case, Caitlin Roney is going to get first place, Aubrey Troy is going to get second, Henry is going to get third, Harley's going to get fourth, and Grayson Eckley is going to get fifth. Now, if at any point the center judge has indicated to you that you need to give one of the contestants a deduction, in this case we're going to give Aubrey Troy a deduction because maybe Audrey dropped, did a restart. This is not a weapons, it's a kata, so we'll say that Aubrey had to restart. In this case, we've already closed the event, but you would be able to enter a deduction, and that would be calculated into the final score. Now, we're not going to do that in this case, but this is where you would enter a deduction if you are instructed to do so by the center judge. At this point, the event is over, and in typical fashion, we will call the group up. The judges will announce their scores in the order that they participated, so Grayson's scores will be announced. But you as a scorekeeper don't need to write any of this down. It's all, as you can see, it's already there in the system, and already the calculation of who got first, second, third, fourth, and fifth place has been calculated for you. That's basically it as a scorekeeper. The only final thing you have to do is to alert the coordinators and the tournament management that this event is over. And so the final thing that you'll do is you'll click the end event, and we're done. Now, when you go back to your event selection, and you'll basically just go back in and do your next round. So you've ended. See, K13 is ended. The next thing you'll end up doing is sparring. It's really that simple.